Those are your rulers.
Why do you think number one is the enemy?
And those are the Rothschilds, isn't it? That's the head family.
Yeah, but why do you think number one is the enemy?
Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the head family. They're the richest family in the world. They're the only trillionaire people in the world.
I met him once.
Which one did you meet? The one that died the other day?
Number one.
Jacob? Was it Jacob that died the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died the other day. He
I
dropped
met
off the other day.
with a British Army.
Is it?
He was the nicest, tiniest bloke you could possibly
But that's what they are. They're never going to...
employed, at the time, he employed 2.5 million people.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All give them a job,
Yeah.
something to eat,
Yeah.
roof over their heads.
Yeah.
You've got the Rothschilds down as the enemy.
Yeah, they are.
They're only the enemy if you've
Don't
got
think-
something against them.
Huh?
They're only the enemy
But they are,
if you've got something against them.
They're the enemy because these are the people that run the world. So the world right now is run by a wicked set of people. These are the secret society, secret service that run the world. The Rothschilds are the head Illuminati
the people
family.
that run the world are those that they meet in Davos with governments go to get
Yeah,
their
and who do you think? So do you not? He controls those people. The Bilderbergs group all work for the Rothschilds.
Doesn't matter.
Of course it does, because they
Why?
are the wicked.
But why are they the wicked?
Oh, because these are the people that are polluting the air, the sun. These are the people that are creating the wars. These are the people that are creating all the diseases that are out there in the world. Everything that we eat, your food's polluted, the air's polluted, what you drink is polluted. These are the people that are creating the wars. Every war is a banker's war. Every war. These are the people that created the wars around the world, that finance it. Of course it is.
Bailed out the country 3 times on the trot.
Yeah, but these are the same people that...
You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. Definitely.
I wouldn't be here if...
I wouldn't. My family would have been executed.
I know, but I wouldn't be here if the British didn't take my ancestors into slavery.
How do you know they did?
The British were the biggest people involved in the transatlantic slave trade.
What about the 1,500 sailors that died stamping out the slave trade?
It doesn't matter who...
From 1816 to 1879.
It doesn't matter how... It doesn't matter who got involved in supposedly stamping out slavery. Slavery...
It's not supposed, it's fact.
No, it's not fact.
You can go to the naval dockyards and have a look at it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They still were involved in the worst things in society. They took our ancestors and they enslaved them.
Listen, the biggest slavers...
Right, was the British, the Portuguese and the Spanish.
What about the Italians?
No, they weren't the biggest ones. I'm very sorry.
How did you not work that out?
Oh, because name me a country in the Americas that speaks Italian.
It's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant.
It is because
it's not.
Italy,
it shows you who your colonizers
Italy,
are.
Ancient Rome, 500 years took slaves from all over the world.
When Rome ruled the world, it was only the known world, right? So the Romans conquered countries. Now,
yeah, but it came from England, all around the Adrian Sea.
Yeah, but what the Romans did when they conquered, they wanted tribute. They didn't take a nation into slavery.
They did.
No, they didn't. The only time the Romans took a nation into slavery is when they came against them, and the Romans defeated them, and then they made them their slaves. If the Romans came into your country and they said to you, "You're going to have to pay us X amount each year," if you paid it, that was it. They didn't take slavery. Then they put they would have a client king in charge working for the Romans. So the same thing in Jerusalem. When the Romans conquered Jerusalem under Julius Caesar, under the first triumvirate, which was Julius Caesar, Marcus Crassus, and Pompey, right? Listen carefully. When they conquered Jerusalem, they didn't conquer Jerusalem for slaves. They conquered Jerusalem to get tribute. So they had to pay taxes to the Roman Empire. That's what the Romans did. Now, if you came up against them, they would defeat you and they would make you their slaves. That's what they would do. Now, the difference between what the Romans did and you are the Romans here today in the reincarnation, but the difference between what the Romans did, but you are in it because you're the same people. The difference between what you and the Romans did.
I'm not Italian.
No, but Romans are Europeans. They're all the same people. The English, the French, you're all the same. You may call yourselves English, Italian, or British.
What about when the Italians were attacking the Aztec Empire, stealing all their gold, and the gold ships were raided by the English pirates?
I don't know anything about Italians attacking the Aztec temples. What I do know,
taken over by the French.
What I do know is that the French, the British, the Spanish, and the Portuguese, and even the Germans were the worst colonizers, and they're all the same people. You may call yourselves Germans, you may call yourselves French.
6,000 Englishmen that were thrown into slavery after the Civil War. Some of them ended up in Jamaica.
Yeah, but that's your people selling them. That's you.
No,
That's
that was the king.
but they're all Europeans, all the same people. Whether you
can't blame us English for everything that happens.
I'm not blaming. Look, listen. I'm not blaming the English. I'm not blaming the English for everything that happened in the world. All I'm saying is that the Europeans are all the same people. You may call yourselves Europeans. You may call yourselves. Okay, you may call yourselves English. Okay, you may call yourself English, French, German, Italian, but you're all the same people. You all go back to one forefather, which is Esau. You know what Esau is? No. Okay, Esau was Jacob's brother. He was a son of Isaac. So you all go back to Esau. You're all Edomites. That's all.
What makes you think Jesus was a black man?
Oh, because the Bible tells me.
I thought he was half-caste.
No, there's no such thing as half-caste, really, in it. Because you are who your father is.
In modern days, it's half-caste, but he was a light-skinned black man.
No. It's not. It wasn't a light-skinned black man.
It has to be because in Judea they were mainly dark-skinned.
Yeah, they were all dark-skinned in Judea. They were all literally what you would call Negroes today in Judea.
The Egyptians taking slaves.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Egyptians enslaved us as well. I'm not telling you the Egyptians were innocent neither. We were enslaved by the Egyptians for 400 years.
Who was?
We are the Israelites.
No, there's no such thing as that. It's rubbish.
What? There's no such thing as what? An Israelite?
Listen, when they built the biggest tomb, which is the main pyramid in Giza,
yeah,
it's their own people that built it.
Who, the Egyptians? Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was the Israelites. It wasn't.
It's written down. You can't dispute it.
It's written down where?
Archaeology, everything.
I'm glad you said that. Have you ever been to Egypt?
No, I'd love to go.
Okay, well I've been to Egypt, and I've been to the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens, and I've been to the pyramids, and I've gone into the Valley of the King and the Valley of the Queens. I've been inside the tombs.
You've seen the black Egyptian pharaohs?
All of them, but all of the pharaohs are black.
Some of them are black. They're not all white.
None of them were white until the pharaohs were not white until Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, which was 300 well, absolutely, until that was 330 BC, when Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, and after he died, the first Caucasian pharaoh. All the pharaohs are Nubians. They were all black, so-called what we call black. Black is a colour, not a nationality. But all the pharaohs.
My wife's black. I see her. She clip around the ear off.
Yeah, but you got to remember, black is a colour, not a nationality. White is a colour, not a nationality.
My wife is.
Those are social constructs that the Europeans created. Okay, so she's Jamaican. Okay, right. So black is a colour, not a nationality. Jamaica. When you say someone comes from Jamaica, they don't actually come from Jamaica, because Jamaica was colonised by who? First the Spanish and then the British, right?
And the French.
Right, yeah, okay, but the British were the ones that finally... Yeah, absolutely. But the British... So then they named it Jamaica, didn't they? Yeah. And then they said, the people that are from there are Jamaican. So there's no such thing as a Jamaican, right? Because it was named by someone who colonised somewhere. No, I tell them all the time. My parents are from Jamaica, but I'm telling you the same thing. I know that for a fact. All of these places that were colonised by the British or the Europeans, they was colonised and named after them. So, meaning that these places that you call after your names is because that's what you named them. It doesn't mean that those people come from those places. We are the true children of Israel. So your wife, you say is Jamaican, yeah. She is an Israelite. She probably goes back to the tribes of Benjamin. That's who we are. Oh yeah. Well, if she knew anything about the Bible, she would know that.
She's well enough. Are you here all the time?
Yeah.
When she's well enough, I'll bring her down.
Bring her down here, and we'll have a conversation. Yeah. And that. But we are the Israelites. So those people in the land of Israel that call themselves Jews are not the biblical Jews. They are converts who converted to a religion called Judaism. They study out of a book called the Babylonian and the Jerusalem Talmud.
Before we go any further, before
yeah.
You say you've been to the Valley of the Kings.
Absolutely.
I've got every single program there is geographic about these Jews.
Yeah.
They say that the time the first pyramid was built, it was at the height of their power.
Yeah.
With all the money.
Yeah.
And it was their own Egyptian farmers and labourers and noblemen that built
that. No, you're right.
Because they didn't have the slaves.
They didn't have
the amount of slaves.
Well, we know for a fact, historical fact, that we were slaves in Egypt for 400 years.
There may have been some slaves.
No.
It was 100,000 they did 15.
Well, when we left, when the Israelites left...
There's no bodies to begin with.
When the Israelites left Egypt, it was roughly 600. Huh?
You believe in that?
Absolutely, it's all in the Bible. Do you not believe in the Bible?
Listen, the thing.
Do you not believe in the Bible?
No.
There you go. So that explains it all.
Hold on. The Bible is a condensed book like Reader's Digest. You know it and I know.
No, I don't. I believe in the Bible.
All the necessary bits that proves that that's not quite correct. Right?
But I see that
when that volcano went off and blew up 400 miles away and filled the River Nile with iron filings which turned it red. That was 400 years before Christ. Proven facts. They condensed it by putting them all together to make it sound like 10 days or 20 days, whenever it was, that they're all miracles by Moses. He wasn't even alive when that was.
Who was he?
Moses.
When the miracles happened. You see, I can't. For me to try to reason with someone who doesn't believe in the Bible,
I don't believe
it's pointless.
Correct. It's not correct.
Yeah. But it's fine because I find that most English people don't believe in the Bible.
No, because they don't believe. When you watch a program on National Geographic investigating the tombs of Egypt, and they talk about the time when Moses was supposed to split the sea open, they just had a big one about that.
It wasn't actually the Red Sea. It was the we call it the Suez. It was further up because that's where they crossed over.
They went further up the river to where the sandbanks were, and I interviewed someone that was working on the town. That's that ship that runs south. And I asked him if they'd ever seen the water split open this close to the had seen it twice in his life. And what it was is when the wind blows really hard, up on the sandbank in the river, splits the water and they filmed it. It was just 2 foot deep.
Well, all I can say is that the fact that you
Moses didn't do what the Bible says. The Bible's fictionalized it almost.
Because you don't believe. You see, I can't debate this with you because you don't know. All I'm saying is that.
No, there's another reason.
Go on. But you don't believe in the Bible, so it's pointless that we even having this discussion.
There are words in Egyptian that cannot be converted to Judaism, and there are words in Judaism that cannot be converted into Catholic. And there are other words in Catholicism that cannot be converted into Old English 16th century. But when you leave a word out of a sentence, you dispute what the actual sentence says. Because the sentence then don't make no sense, it means something else. So if you've got all these different words that cannot be converted into another language, then they've left bits out all the way down through the Bible. Okay. Right, now, so it was put into modern language in the 18th century, but this is they couldn't convert words from Old English into New English.
And this is why it said, so for you to understand what the Bible is saying, so what you have to do, you have to go back to the etymology of those words, right?
Yes, but it can't be converted.
No, but this is why you go back to, so it may not be converted to what it means today. So I can read a word in the Bible in English, that doesn't mean what it says in the English. So the only way we understand what that word means, we have to go to the etymology of that word, right? So we have to go to the root meaning of that word. So what do? We go back to the Hebrew. So, okay, so this is what we do. So when we're reading the Bible, and when we're studying the Bible...
But how many people have got all these books and can go back like the way you do? You may have studied them.
Yeah, this is what we do. But I'm not concerned about the others. I don't believe...
There's thousands, billions of people that can't read it.
And I know that, and I accept that. And this is why I'll say to you now, we don't deal with the churches. We don't believe in these Christian churches or these Catholic churches.
No, they will knock them all down. They'll block a flat.
But they will knock. Well, when the Lord comes back, He will knock them all down. But what we do, we study.
I think you'd be a bit too busy for that.
We study the Bible in the Hebrew and the Greek, so we go back to the etymology of those words because we understand exactly what you're saying. That when you're reading these words in the English, it could change its meaning because it's in English now.
What time is it?
5:15.
Oh, I've got to get to the building now. What time is it?
About 5:30. You better get on your way. But that's what we do anyway. So we study in its original language. This is how we understand
when my
what it means.
Well, I'll bring her down.
Yeah, bring her. Yeah, no problem. Yeah?
You drink brandy?
Yes, but I'm at home. Not when I'm on the job here, preaching the word. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
All right, you too, my friend. He's Edomite boy. He definitely don't believe in the scriptures. That's Esau. That's Esau is married to a Jamaican woman, but he definitely don't believe in the scriptures. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna hit the road now. Now nearly 3 hours been out here. All right, family. As always, give it the praise and the glory to Yahawah, by Shem, Yahawashi, by Sham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, our teachers, the elders. Shalom to the 144,000, the hope for the elect. As always, we keep saying, keep praying, keep safe, repent, and hold on to this truth. I said the last half hour was a bit adventurous, you know, but a couple of people coming up, asking all these questions, but it is what it is, you know. He definitely had a spirit of an Edomite, that brother there. He is an Edomite. He got a spirit of an Edomite, but he was married to he's married to an Israelite woman, a so-called Jamaican woman, as such. But like I said, you can't debate the scriptures with someone who doesn't believe in the scriptures, kind of thing. But anyway, brothers and sisters, as always, keep praying, keep safe, repent, and hold on to this word. Till we meet again, Lord willing. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises. Pray you are edified. All praises.